Welcome everybody to episode 114.
Wow, 114.
Very interesting that 14, that 14th, because this episode is coming out on the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. I don't know. This is the only thing I could associate it with. Nonetheless, I'm of course Meelz. I am here with JG Okotu himself.
Yes. What is going on?
And we are joined. First guest at the Titan Time for this season, the last season anyway. So this is the last. Well, actually, it might not be the last Titan Time. We might have to go back and run back the series to be honest with you.
Maybe.
But we have a guest coming straight from the planet of the big eyes.
Yes.
AD, what is up, bro?
Man, what's going on, man? It's Titan Time.
It's Titan Time, baby. Come on, we here. This is where we're at. I mean, we're supposed to have. I'm gonna let it out.
Let it out. You have to, bro.
We were supposed to have Jamal here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal is out doing very important things on such a day as this.
Jamal's
so he wasn't able to make
multiple turkeys at once.
I'm sure he's cooking something for plenty of happy couples and all this other stuff like that because it's Valentine's Day weekend. It's super busy. It's like everyone's doing something. Everyone's out with someone. All the restaurants is crazy.
Yeah.
I hope y'all tipping well. Well.
We black, we tipping. We tipping, baby.
Don't say that. Don't say that. It's like you getting a tip, man.
Nah, it's two ends of the spectrum. Either you tip well or you dine and dash.
Have you ever dined and dash ever?
Nah, personally,
I've never done it.
Like if I really had to, I guess I would. But no.
Nah.
My friends did it once at a Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was mainly because their server was just like never came back. Like they came back like in 30 minutes. Y'all good? Y'all got some wings? Y'all want that? And then didn't show up when they were ready to pay for the bill, so they just left. And I was like, I get that. I was like, Odie, I was like, yeah, like I'm not sitting here 30 minutes, 45 minutes. She could be on her lunch or something. I'm not waiting for anyone to get back. I would understand. It's like, yo, I gotta leave. I gotta be out. So they just left. So you know what? More power to them. How about that? But don't dine and dash on this beautiful weekend that we got here. This Valentine's Day weekend. Valentine's Day thing that we got here. We got a lot of news. This is actually a shame that Jamal's missing this because we have a lot of news this week.
We do.
Oh shit. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so the biggest news, the most important news, the one that dropped today. I love recording on Sundays because for some reason anime news always drops on a Sunday. It's just, I don't know where the timeline is. Is it because of manga? Is it because of anime? I'm not sure why. But as of today, the Demon Slayer Entertainment District arc has concluded. So if you want to watch that in full, I have not watched the final episode yet. I'm preparing to. They said it would be 45 minutes long. I heard it was not 45 minutes long.
I'm gonna knock out the Super Bowl, get some medicine together, and then just watch it. Maybe twice.
No Euphoria?
Euphoria will get done by probably midnight.
Okay, all right.
I will knock that
Euphoria's episodes be like 3 episodes of Demon Slayer at this point.
It's definitely part of my Sunday and all that, but with the Super Bowl, Euphoria kind of has to take a backseat a little bit. So.
Interesting. Okay, all right. Well, listen. AD, have you seen it all, or have you seen any of it? I know you're not a episode week by week person at all.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. When you gave me the call for Attack on Titan, I literally binged everything within the last 2 or 3 hours at the time of this record. So
incredible.
With at least Demon Slayer, I think I'm up to episode 9 or 10, wherever they started the tag team fight. So it's Tanjiro.
Okay, you're a little bit before then. Yeah, you're a little bit before then, but it's pretty good. So I'm definitely gonna tune in after this, quite frankly, after I edit this episode and throw it right back up. Also for the people, we asked the people last week, like, yo, did you want it on Sundays? Did you want it on Mondays? The poll officially said we're good on Mondays, but I had people who came at me and say yo, put it up on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do something very, very different. I'm going to put it up on Sunday and I'm going to tweet about it on Monday.
Hey, that's right.
Best of both worlds.
See what happens. Hey?
Best of both worlds.
Y'all know where to find it.
Best of both.
Go ahead, check
Best of
all
both worlds. So if you're listening to this, it came out on Sunday, but you're listening to this on Monday, and I hope you're still pleased. And the people want it on Sunday, yo, we still here.
Still
We
here.
still.
Absolutely.
I'm sure. I don't know where you're fitting this in after the Super Bowl or Euphoria or something along those lines, but it'll be here. It's waiting for you nonetheless. So yes, the Demon Slayer Entertainment District arc ended, and it is now announced the Swordsmith Village arc. Didn't announce a date though. I just like how they just announced that the arc is coming, and I was like, "Yeah, that's
okay.
the next one."
I like that. Yeah, I don't mind the just knowing that it's coming. I think as fans, we get kind of stuck on that type of stuff. Like when is stuff coming? You and I spoke about the Dragon Ball Super shit a lot. If they told us 2 years ago that a new saga or a new arc is coming, and even if it still hasn't came out, we know that they announced it. It's different when you're like waiting for them to say, "Hey, it's coming." Or it's not. I think that's kind of like even with Jujutsu, which more news. We'll get on that too. But yeah, Demon Slayer just said, "Hey, here's our finale. Oh yeah, and then here's the next season. It's coming." So that's tight. It's good for the fans.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you're absolutely right. So I actually don't remember much of the Swordsmith Village arc, to be honest with you. AD, do you remember any of this at all?
Not at all. Like I'm not gonna hold you. This is like the blank space between the entertainment and like the final push for me. Like I keep remembering that it was a good arc, and the ending was just that much better. Where I just kind of don't brain them. So I'm kind of looking forward to actually seeing the adaptation whenever it comes. I might go back and reread this.
I'm on the same page.
I know what happened. Yeah, I know what happens at the end of the arc. I absolutely know what happens at the exact end of it, because at the end of it, the ending of this arc shocked the hell out of me. Like, and I'm sure when it's animated, it'll be beautiful and we'll all be bawling our eyes out and all types of shit like that. But I remember the exact end, but I remember nothing. I think maybe Genya's in it, which should be nice because
yes,
yeah, Zeno Robinson's been sitting on that character for like 2 years and they've never had the voice actor.
This time, we almost there.
And listen. He's still going to have a shorter gap than probably the voice actor for Annie. Because we get to the end of this episode, we got some stuff coming down the pipeline for you, but that has been announced. Also something Demon Slayer related. Tengen Uzui's swords from Demon Slayer get the life-size replicas. So have you guys seen this at all online?
I saw at one of my anime spots here, AD at North Point Mall, they had Tanjiro's replica.
Okay.
Like legit, like in
it was like a, what was it? It's the mall downstairs on the first floor?
No, I was in Pop Cult, bro.
Oh, I know it's the one downstairs on the first floor and then the one on the second floor. They have like the life-size replica swords. They have, I think, Tanjiro's. I think I've seen. They got like Sasuke swords. So I may have to go see like.
They got some shit in there. They got some stuff in there.
Listen, Tengen Uzui sword. There are two swords that are 1.1 meters long. That's over. That's pretty fucking long.
I need it.
That's like that's 4 feet long. Put them together. Add the chains, and it's 2.9 meters long. They're able to play sound, including selection of Uzui's lines from the anime and sound effects associated with his ability, and the TV-sized version of the opening theme song. Can't pronounce that, but the swords are sold together in a set that is approximately $228.
Not bad.
Listen, I mean, they look valid. They look like actual. So, like, I don't know where I would use them, but they look incredible. To be honest with you, like Uzui swords. I mean, if you watch the anime itself, you know he gets busy with these things. So, these are definitely a cop if you want to. I don't know, threatened or impress people at any convention coming up later this year. Next bit of news. Something that Jeff obviously will be very excited about. It is fully announced: Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's currently in production. It will premiere on 2023.
Absolutely.
How did you feel about that?
I am ecstatic. I'm very happy. I know it said like some people were saying winter. I think if I had to make an assumption, it'd probably be like at the top of the year. Maybe even like late or early spring, but in general, yeah, I'm really excited. If all goes as planned, we should get Gojo's past arc and maybe bleed in a little bit into Shibuya. So I saw the voice actor of Geitu when they announced it, he was on stage and he says, he can't wait to
get the hell out of my way.
Which I know some people got excited about, but the Shibuya is a long arc, so that's kind of going around on the internet.
Stop.
I don't know if we'll get there. But
you and these flagrant spoilers are going to have to stop.
Hey man, they need to read, man. What's the 50 Cent video where you telling Floyd Mayweather? It's that one right there. It's out, man. I'm not telling no spoiler, man. It's out
what
there.
The fuck
you know what I'm saying? Grab a book, man.
Spoiled part of the fucking arc.
Grab a book, man. All right. But anyways.
Or you can join Big Eyes, and you know what I'm saying,
Exactly. If you listen to Big Eyes, it shouldn't be an issue. No, but for real, for real, the Gojo arc, and then obviously maybe a little bit of Shibuya. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it. I don't know if they'll put the movie into a series format too, but as long as they split it up, like Cursed Child arc and all that. I hope not. Hey, I don't think they need to, but we'll see what happens. They should break the chain.
The movie does not have to do anything with the continuity of the show. Like it does, but it doesn't. It's like
I'm telling you now, though, the movie is like it's made as if you can tell. So
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would say, without getting into too much of spoilers as far as like the manga is concerned, it does kind of, I wouldn't be surprised if they did the movie and Gojo's past. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
I wouldn't be mad at you.
Because AD and I have been going back and forth about what's going to happen in season 2. Like, are we getting the full Shibuya incident? Are we getting half of the Shibuya incident? Are we getting the Shibuya incident at all? Because Shibuya incident is pretty much essentially the crux of this series thus far.
Yeah,
it is. The point is the inflection point of Jujutsu Kaisen, where it reaches its peak. And I'm not saying that it drops below that, but it essentially is like where the series kind of reaches its peak. So we're interested in kind of like how they're going to break this up. Now, we could have a whole discussion about that. Might be a Big Eyes thing because there's a ton of spoilers that have to deal with it. But how are we feeling? You think it's going to have part of Shibuya incident?
No,
one half?
I think it'll lean
separate
into
seasons?
It. Yeah, I think it'll lean into it. If anything, Gojo's past arc they gotta add some type of Shibuya in there, just off because Gojo's past arc is pretty short. So, I think we'll get some of it, and they'll probably leave us off at a high climax, and it'll end, and then we'll take it from there, and then we'll get the full season 3 will be, the meat and potatoes of Shibuya.
Yeah. What do you think, AD?
It all depends on whether or not they actually do the movie as a part of the main series. Because if they do, then I would see it having the high cliffhanger, like Jeff said, probably around the prison realm thing. I feel like that would be the high point. That's a non-spoiler thing, but when that comes to play, I think they would do that. Otherwise, it would have to be somewhere after that, where they just have to make it we gotta look forward to next season, or there may be a part 2 of season 2. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah, it could be just like Demon Slayer just did, right? So they split the movie up. You get 6-7 episodes in the movie, and then they go into their second half of the season, which was a little shorter than usual for Demon Slayer. Obviously, if we look at season 1, and then maybe right when Gojo's past arc ends, whatever, if it's 11 episodes, 12 episodes, they can announce Shibuya. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It could be just like Demon Slayer did today, so who knows? I mean, either way, it's more jujutsu, and Mappa is taking it on still, so we win.
Well, Demon Slayer is we getting bread, so we do whatever we want at the end of the day. If we want to split this up into arcs and just have every arc be an attraction, we're gonna do it like that. If we want to split into seasons, we might do it like that. We might give you both. So we might turn the seasons into movies anyway.
Yeah, you got a movie you made a movie like you did. You do what you want.
Yeah. It was oh, you thought we could just turn movies into seasons? What about we turn seasons into movies? How about that? You really do whatever you want. You do what you want when you pop in, a great man said. Last bit of news. 6th annual Crunchyroll Awards, Anime Awards. Announced earlier this week, February 9, 2022. They didn't have the little ceremony. They just kind of announced them online, which I'm perfectly fine with. I mean,
they said COVID.
Yeah, it is what it is. I always kind of like the because they always give a few trailers of some things that's about to come up, some news and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, just give me Odd Taxi dubbed, and I'm pretty much fine with that.
Right.
Anime of the year. Attack on Titan, the final season, part 1.
I mean, I
don't know how I feel about that.
You know.
What do you mean? What do you think should have been anime of the year?
I mean, I understand that, Attack on Titan is amazing. We wouldn't be doing Titan Time, without it. But
I mean,
what
did you think? What would you have preferred?
Honestly, because what were the nominees?
So the nominees were 86, Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, Odd Taxi, Ranking of Kings, and Sunny Boy.
So I've seen every one of those except Sunny Boy. 86 is actually very surprising because it's also extremely good. But Ranking of Kings and Odd Taxi are like, I don't know, man.
Ranking of Kings been doing numbers.
Yeah, Ranking of Kings been doing numbers. But the thing is, Odd Taxi is like from, start to finish, like it's a complete story. And I feel like it just wouldn't be right to give, something like JJK or not Demon Slayer, but Attack on Titan, where we're finishing their seasons now.
I guess I see what you're saying. You're saying because Odd Taxi is a complete product.
Yes.
I feel that, and it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is good enough to be nominated and win this. So
how many animes does that happen with though? Like, how many animes do they give you the complete story one season, drop it? That's the end.
It doesn't happen often. I think if we look at Wonder Egg, maybe if they don't move forward with that, but I think if you have like a special body of work though, I see what AD is saying is if you have a special body of work that like you watch it and you can tell, oh wow, this could really like do well in time, and like we can watch it in 2-3 years and be like, wow, this was a classic. Mm-hmm. Maybe it should have something like Odd Taxi could get a win here, and I probably wouldn't have would have bothered me. I would have been like, okay, but man, politics, man. Attack on Titan, bro. Final season. It's one of them ones. They're trying to get their official stamp in as like. I know Attack on Titan wants in for like that top 3, top 2 type of ordeal with just like the story, but these awards they're important to me because I like anime, but I could have went either way. 3 of these titles could have won, and I probably wouldn't have said anything.
I agree with you, man. Because like I said, I've seen all of these except for like just one, and so I just think last year was such a good year in general. Like, think about what we had in 2020 versus last year. Like, there was so much great things happening. Like,
I know.
But I just feel like with Odd Taxi in this specific light, because like we won't get another chance to talk about Odd Taxi. It's the only time we'll get a chance to talk about Odd Taxi is when the movie drops. And
I see what you're saying.
So
that's because next year Attack on Titan will probably win again next year for this piece. But that's okay. This is fantastic. So.
It was nominated. It's like it's celebrated. It's like it's recognized in a sense. Like it's not like it was completely left out of this year. But I think a large part of it, my theory was for this kind of winging it. The fact that it's currently airing definitely lends a lot in its favor, especially people revisiting part 1 and now listening to part 2.
It is a voting situation.
It is.
So,
it is one of the most, I think, social wise. I think a ton of people tweet about Attack on Titan. I think it's probably everything that we've talked about thus far. AD. So we've talked about this week by week when we're going over Titan Time. This is one of the GOATs. This is, albeit what Jamal says, this is one of the GOAT anime stories that has ever existed. And this episode is no different than the other episodes, to be honest with you. But it wins Anime of the Year. I'm not mad at it because it's
good.
It's really, if it was trash, we'd be like, oh, if it was My Hero Academia season 5, people would be throwing their arms up in the air.
Oh, yeah, nah.
I still think people were rough on that, but again, bro, I don't want to get into all that. But yeah, you're right. You are right, though. You are right, bro. I mean, again, 3 or 4 of these titles could have won. I wouldn't have even cared.
So let me run through a couple more before we eventually transition to Titan Time. So we got Best Boy, which is Boji from Ranking of Kings. Nobara Jujutsu Kaisen is Best Girl.
Shocking.
Shocking. Very.
I was very surprised Nobara won that.
Odokawa from Odd Taxi wins Best Protagonist. And best antagonist goes to Eren Yeager.
Oh man, they were up in arms over that shit on Twitter.
Suicidal Maniac. He was nominated in both categories. Come on, he's a suicidal maniac. He's literally starting a genocide in the episode that we're talking about. Why would he not be antagonist? Best fight scene: Yuji and Nobara versus Esso and Kechizu. Yes, that's crazy.
The cursed child.
Wait, no,
it wasn't that one. It was
Hanami, right?
Yeah.
It was Hanami. Oh, so Wikipedia just is jamming me up right now because I remember we talked about this earlier in the week too. AD,
that's why I was like, fire. Hold on.
Yeah. That shit was like,
yeah, no, the Hanami one was fantastic though.
Like, she was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Best animation goes to Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, and Mugen Train arc. Skipping a couple bits. Oh, of course we got to go to best comedy.
Hey, bro, I told niggas, hey man, look. Also, the dub
can't communicate.
The dub is out now. Y'all. If y'all want to check the dub out, it is completely out on Netflix. Hashtag
I no
ad.
longer have Netflix.
Hashtag ad. Homie can't communicate. It absolutely is the funniest shit in that category for sure. I was very happy to see it, man. I'm glad she got something. So, we stand. Season 2 coming this spring, by the way.
Oh, this spring?
Confirmed.
Like 2022 spring?
Confirmed. Yes,
wow. Okay. On Netflix?
On Netflix.
Netflix pumping them out.
Wow.
On Netflix.
The money.
AD, I got volumes 1 through 3 right now. Call me, man. We going in right now, bro.
You about to make me go ahead and cash out too.
I'm telling you, bro. It's a great story. I told y'all, if you just need a different, vibe, something less stressful, cute, funny, this is it. This is it.
Okay. Well,
Comey
I
can't
have
communicate.
to check that out. Comey can't communicate. KCC.
Perfect for Valentine's Day, by the way.
Oh,
throw that shit
on.
Really?
Yes. No.
Turn that up. Best action anime goes to Jujutsu Kaisen. Shout out to Nappa once more. Best fantasy anime goes to That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime, season 2. I feel like that's going to be a Young Thug mixtape at some point. And best film with no competition ever in its wake, completely eat up the competition. Why would there ever be any other thing to doubt it? Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie, Mugen Train. So, out of all the animes, Jujutsu Kaisen comes out with 6 wins. Demon Slayer comes out with 5 wins. Attack on Titan comes out with 4 wins. Demon Slayer, the movie, comes out with 3 wins. And Odd Taxi comes out with 2 wins. So, congratulations to everyone who took home stuff at the Anime Awards. To be honest, everything is predictable, and it's just kind of as I thought, besides a couple. Besides probably like Best Boy and all the voice actors and stuff like that. Listen, hey, do your thing,
awesome.
It's time to get into Titan time. It's really time to hit the Titan time. I want to, before we get things started, so AD, as you said, you spent the last number of hours binging this entire thing. A great procrastinator you are.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about how you feel about this season thus far, because we're almost at the halfway point, and it's things are happening. Tell me how you feel about
this shit feels like the end.
Yeah,
it does and it doesn't. So for the last few hours, like I said, I started from, the drop with Eren, the Yelena stuff, all of that going on, and then just going through in the last few hours between, Gabi and her things with Kaya, the volunteers on Yakupon coming back to, get everybody out of the prison. Right. All of the things that are happening. Eren actually fighting Reiner and, kind of losing for his, it's all been just like nonstop crazy, all the way up to, Gabi shooting the man's head off and going through the entire city in 3D. And you're like seeing all the things in still motion as Zeke is holding this. I was like, yo, this shit is out of pocket. Like, what is going on here, man? Like, and
as someone who read the manga, would you put this up there as one of the best anime adaptations of a manga?
I honestly would say so, and I was gonna also mention this. Here's a backstory, because last year I actually started reading the manga from season 4, part 1, because you guys had me. You I'm not going to say too much, but so you guys said, hey, you got to read the manga. We got to talk about the end. The manga ending is happening in March. So go ahead and catch up when you can. And so me and you, Meelz, I told you about like my experience reading through it last year, and like I just sent like screenshots and everything, like, yo, this shit is out of pocket, this is happening, like what's going on here, how is Levi doing, where is Hans, all those things. But with the season itself, like the entire like spectrum of Attack on Titan, the anime versus the manga, I really do think like this anime is something really special and probably heightens everything about the manga that's come out since its inception. I think that this is actually one of the best anime adaptations that you could possibly find for a manga.
Bruh, it takes everything. It takes all the crude little doodles that fucking what my man did in the manga and really just brings them to life. Because even episodes like today, right? Like we're seeing the rumbling actually happen, and now we're going back into the city, and they just a lot of the emotional things and the emotional moments, like for instance, we're going to talk about a little bit in the later episode, but them seeing Commander Pyxis as a Titan, and that experience itself gets heightened. I mean, it was still a big deal in the manga itself, but it's so heightened when you add in all this music and you add in the kind of like setting and everything that they're at and everything that they're going through. The intensity just hypes, and then this kind of emotional moment takes you there. So yeah, man, this has been one of the best, to be honest with you. And we've been going through this episode by episode, and that not an episode has missed. Jeff, I was about to call you Justin, wrong podcast. Jeff, what did you think about this episode watching it today?
I would say visually it was beautiful. There was a few shots, man, where like, Arm and them are on the roof and you see the backdrop. Like, I feel like they definitely, I hadn't seen this part in the manga, but I'm sure there was some like really beautiful shots in the manga that they decided to just like really open up with the anime. And it's like what you said, AD, as far as like moving an adaptation from a manga, illustration to an anime is it takes like a lot of work. You can have a beautiful manga and the shit just doesn't work out animated. Like it just doesn't, it doesn't hit the same. And with a story like this, I don't know, bro. When this is all said and done, I'm going to probably sit here on this show when we do our last episode of Tea Time and just be like, yo, I'm not sure if I've ever seen anything like this. Every week I watch these episodes and I don't know, this is weird. Attack on Titan, it's about as long as Demon Slayer is, but I feel like I'm always watching a fucking movie. Like every time.
This seemed like a movie. This episode 100% seemed, and it seemed like this seems like the scene that they're setting up before they kind of derive the big plan of how they're gonna stop Eren. Like this scene, which is the thing that happens, but this seems like they're especially with the way it was shot, and I think the colors itself. I think one of the underrated things about anime, you talked about how beautiful this is. Actually, when we talk about it, and you're talking about how beautiful the panels must be, I don't think there are any beautiful panels in the Attack on Titan manga.
I think there are like some
not
like
even
spreads. It's like
even
some
the gritty
spreads.
stuff. Even the gritty stuff, though. I mean, I'm not talking about necessarily like the actual like art style. I just meant like the visual of it, because of what we're looking at for 30 minutes is so like crude, and you put somebody on it who doesn't know what the fuck it is. They're like, why am I watching this? But still bringing it to life. Attack on Titan, they use a lot of like dull coloring and like a lot of browns,
I love the kind of aspects. This is the point I was gonna bring up. I love when there's a little bit of a setting change with animes and stuff like that when they do it, because they kind of do it a lot. If you look back to Dragon Ball Super, for instance, during that whole Tournament of Power, the sky changes throughout the tournament, and it invokes a lot of different levels of intensity and stuff like that. Even when the fight versus Frieza, it starts off with the sky being, I guess it's green. I can't even say it's blue. And then by the time you reach a site, it's like this apocalyptic kind of the sky's red, the world's ending kind of thing. And that's kind of how they wanted you to feel in this episode, of like this apocalyptic, like, yo, the rumbling starts, like all this other stuff and there's a little bit of like, even with that, there's a little bit of frantic. It sets off a lot of people just based on how everything is kind of looking now.
Yep.
And that has a lot to do with kind of how we receive the show. Let's see. Let's start off things with finding Falco. Oh, we're trying to find Falco. What happened when the walls came down? So we kind of start off this episode with kind of Gabi and Reiner kind of getting out of Dodge because the walls have fallen down and they don't know what happened. And the walls fell down and Reiner thought he could protect Gabi, but then his armor fell off. And then he got struck and he was like, no, like, when did your armor fall? Oh, my armor fell off. When did your armor fall off? It's like, yo, when the walls went down. Crazy. Oh my
How
God,
is anybody surprised how bad things are going right now? It's like, yo, you saw what happened, bro?
Yo, I couldn't believe, like, yo, when he said, like, yo, we're the fact of the matter when they're talking about the show and they're like, yo, we're undoing the hardening of the walls, and it actually is like undoing the hardening of anything Attack Titan related.
Yep.
I'm like, yo, that's kind of like, I didn't expect that part. Even when I was reading it, I didn't expect that part. I was like, yo, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
I
think the one thing.
Wild.
Oh, I was gonna say the one thing I think that that I enjoy about that, especially, is the pacing, because we get that at the beginning of the episode, and then at the end of the episode, when we get to that point, it just all comes back full circle. It's like, oh shit,
they do such a good job doing that shit, bro.
They're
so good for it.
And even if you're asking how chronologically this goes, they actually skipped a chapter in the manga. I'm not sure if they're going to come back to this. I think they don't have to, in my opinion, because they kind of like, it's reinforcing a point that I think is already there. But I'm pretty sure like they might come back to it in a sense. But realistically, like, they skipped a chapter. I get it. It's a flashback chapter. But when we head into this, like, it seems like everything is going to hell, and Reiner eventually gets in the house and he's like, oh, thank you, I can finally die in peace.
I need to sleep.
Yes, I can die. Let me just try to die right here on the floor. Gabby's like, no, I'll save you
on a pillow. Yeah,
like, no, I'll save you. No, don't even. I don't need that much saving. Please, just let me die now. How did you feel about the moment Gabi ties up her hair in the mirror? Like Aaron.
Like Aaron, yeah, dude. It's crazy when she was talking to Reiner. He's like, we gotta kill Aaron. We gotta try to do something. He's like, shit's over. All right, I'm not trying to do this anymore. Like, there's no need to try. Like, you see what's happening.
Yeah,
she's putting her hair up, like getting ready to go to work.
Yeah. There's a lot of I'd say this episode has a lot of callbacks, a lot of symbolism, especially, I mean, the Gabi character is kind of like Aaron, and they're on both sides of the wall in a sense. So the fact that she's going through this and she's getting ready to fight for what's probably right for her in this sense, and they're going through the same process, tying up their hair in front of the mirror. I thought that was a great kind of like, parallel to Aaron and what he just did, like pretty much like 10 episodes prior to this, maybe like 11 episodes prior to this. So this is pretty cool. Next up, Connie's Wildin'. All right, what I have labeled.
I cannot wait to talk about this, bro. This shit blew my mind. This was in the manga, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, this is absolutely in the manga.
Cool. This is my first time seeing this shit, but like I said, this motherfucker, we gotta, we can save somebody potentially if we feed him to somebody. Yeah, how about Commander? Hold on. My mom. And they're all looking at Connie like, your mom from like 3 seasons ago, nigga? Like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, so let me get this straight. You want us, I don't know, Connie is very, very selfish moment, right? Like, but that does show some desperation and like what also, I guess it's good character development because we get to see what he's actually been going through real quick, like, I mean, he did say, do you know how hard it is to see her like that every time he goes to visit her or whatever, but bro, how is that even like, maybe? Yeah, like the rumbling is happening, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Your mom. So, he was absolutely wild.
It's wild to be saying it like that. Like, your mom, get out of here.
I know, but the context, guys, like, she's been a fucking Titan for like years, bro. Years. Yeah. It's over, Connie.
I mean,
So
that's the
go
fun.
ahead.
I was gonna say that's the fun part about it because I don't disagree with Connie. Like at the same time, like I agree with you with about it's the rumbling habit, bro. Like we ain't got no time for that. What are you talking about? But like with Connie and his mom situation, it's just like, damn son, you have the power to heal yourself with the Titan.
I get it. I'm not mad at it, but like it was just a selfish thing to do.
No, it was
selfish.
completely was.
Yeah.
So Gene has kidnapped Falco because he was like, "Yo, see dead kid on the ground. I think he turned into Titan.
Scooping at me,
Let's pick him up and run off." So they're like, "Yo, we can feed him to somebody." It's like picking up something. It was like, "Yo, we can feed him to somebody.
Yeah.
Let's pick somebody." And you know what's crazy? And this is the parallel, right? They're on the same roof in the same city that they were in season 3 when they had the whole discussion of where Armin should feed.
Nuts. I thought about that. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's actually the same roof. I mean, I'm sure everything was
the situation was very
but
similar,
still,
completely
Shiganshina nonetheless, and it's completely the same and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they don't want to feed Gene to someone else because they're afraid, like, yo, we don't want to, upset Reiner and thing. Like this cycle of violence needs to end now. Like you see what the fuck is happening now? There's a rumbling, baby. Like this is the peak violence that we got going here. We don't need any more people trying to kill us while we're trying to figure out what the actually hell we're gonna do.
Right.
And so they're questioning, do we stop Eren if he's sacrificing humanities outside the wall to protect us? Do we stop him? Like there's a genocide going on, but we're good. Like, do we stop him?
Yeah.
Like, is that what we're gonna do? And you kind of had to think about it, and it's like, well, they're getting genocided, not us. Like,
it's really tough. I mean, that is it's like it's just the art of war. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know what's crazy though? This is probably where I guess that other chapter that hasn't been shown yet, and it doesn't look like it's going to come up in the next episode either. It might be a couple episodes down, but honestly, it probably doesn't make any sense right now to air it. But there was a chapter in the manga where they go outside of parody. So this happens like 3 years before. So they're doing it. So they're going outside of parody, and they're like, "Oh my god, ice cream! Oh my god!" Like, and they're making things of themselves, and they go see some hearing or something along those lines, and the people are just like, "Yo, we gotta attack parody. These people are monsters. These people are evil." And that's actually the moment that Eren steps off, and they never see him again until the beginning of season 4.
Okay.
But it's kind of like they're looking. It would have been great to probably show that moment beforehand, because then it kind of like enhances, like, yo, do we really need to save everybody else? Like, the world hates us. It's either us or them at this point.
Yeah.
What do we kind of do? But I guess they didn't want to really show that, because then it was like, oh,
yeah,
because people might be like, yo, actually, like, them niggas don't really give a fuck about you. Like, to be honest with you, like, why are you trying to save them? Yes, Connie wants to feed Falco to his mom. I have incredibly selfish. I have his mom can't even walk.
Maybe if I was in that situation, like when she comes back, like what happens? Like, is she just gonna like?
He says,
what if the house falls on her right afterwards?
He says to Armin, "So you're saying my mom doesn't matter?" And I'm like, I mean,
bro,
like
I would have literally looked around and pointed at the rumbling.
Like does she even have a voice actor in the show?
Like, right now, she kind of doesn't. But we can maybe revisit this situation later. I was just like, bro, you gotta calm the fuck down, bro.
Like, Mika says, like, I just saw my mom get eaten by a Titan in episode 1. Like, we all got problems.
Yeah, bro.
And he had to talk about the part of Berto being fed to Armin, like,
bro, I can't believe he had the nerve to bring that shit up. AD, when he brought that shit up, I'm sitting here like, this isn't even Attack on Titan no more. Grimy. This is fucking tea as fuck. It's grimy as hell. I'm like, is he really serious? That shit's kind of foul. But he had some callbacks today. He had time today, y'all.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
Moment.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what are we calling this? Conny Rising.
Conny Rising.
We're
gonna announce it on the last episode of this season. Break off.
So anyway, some big explosion happens. This is a distraction. Connie picks up Falco and runs off, and I'm like, damn. And they're like, no, we can't run after him. We have to stop all the Titans that's attacking the city. Let's talk about killing Titans. So they're rampaging around the city. We get the flashback back to the chef. I forgot the chef's name currently. It's like I used to
I
know
think
it,
it's
and
Nico.
then it's like Nico. There we go, my guy. So it's Nico, the Bros family. They're all running. There's Titans running behind them. Kaya gets like caught up. She accidentally goes through a wall. I was like, damn, keep up. She goes through a wall. A Titan's about to see. Jamal would have enjoyed this moment. This is sad that Jamal wouldn't. He wouldn't. Kaya goes through it. A Titan comes. I'm pretty sure that Titan is Mr. What's my man's name that we talked about a couple episodes ago?
Who?
The one who saved Conny. Essentially, this one who saved Gabi. Mr. Shit. Yeah, I know. I can't even remember that dude's name. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. It's in my old notes. Mr. Okay, whatever. You know him. A couple episodes ago. I'm sorry. It's in my. It's in this, but nonetheless, I'm pretty sure it's him. And then Gabi comes out of nowhere with the extendo blammer. Yeah. She
keeps picking that shit up, bruh.
Yeah, man.
Yo, she was like, "Block!" Blows him right in the head. Very flashback to Sasha, which is wild. It's a wild parallel considering she killed Sasha. It's like too many sides of the spectrum going on right now of her saving Kaya and looking like Sasha and all this other stuff like that, and saving her from a Titan. Just great. This peak cinema phenomenal. Right here.
Yeah, real cinema. Real cinema right now.
Come on, like who tells stories like this? I can't even get. Listen, we're reading fucking. Have you read Dr. Stone?
Man, listen.
We love Dr. Stone over here, bro. Me and Meelz are like, people can say what the fuck they want.
Jeff, have you read the last couple chapters of Dr. Stone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I try to keep up, but
it's not. I look at stuff like that and I look at stuff like this, and to me, they're two different kind of worlds and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they're both telling like really dope stories. So
yeah. I agree. I just didn't like the reveal of the Y-Man.
I didn't either. Honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest, I ain't like that either. But
I know you're never going to talk about this on Big Eyes. Might as well get it out here.
All right. I'm glad this is a safe space. You know what I'm saying, for Dr. Stone lovers.
I got love for Dr. Stone, bro. I'm not letting up, man.
Listen, the fact that the Y-Man is the device itself, I
know. It's
y'all
so
whack.
Why did y'all do that shit? But
I was like, whack.
I'll
sit around. All the way to the moon for that. Come on.
I'll sit around and wait to see what happens.
No, I'm definitely gonna watch. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna continue tuning in. But yeah, I didn't like it. It was kind of underwhelming. They go for cover. The family saves Gabi and stuff like that. They're talking about, and Gabi says, "No, I'm the devil. I killed a lot of people to earn praise. That's the devil in me." And then Nico's like, "Yo, there's a devil in all of us. What do we do, Nico, to get out of this? Leave the forest." I was like, "Ooh, bars. Not the best thing, not top shelf, but
I'm about to say it ain't the best." But
I was like, it was still pretty good. I get it. Forest, Sasha, Bros, killing, got you. We get to the next scene, and Nerd Boy is about to get eaten by a Titan. Nerd Boy who beat up Commander Pyxis. And Flack told him.
Pull up.
All comes back, baby.
I loved this.
Fucking Milhouse is about to get eaten. Milhouse sees his life before his eyes, and he's about to get eaten and shit like that. And then Commander Pyxis comes in like, "Yo, I thought I told you all pussies."
So you think do you think Pyxis held back? He had, because I feel like he had to.
He got jumped by like 6. He got jumped by 6 people.
He said, "Did he hold back?"
He had like one leg twitching when he was on the ground and shit like that. He was out, and he lied about it and said it was a bear. Oh my god, what a loser!
Fucking loser for sure.
Another Commander Pyxis comes in, he steps in that. This is the peak moment. This is where all the music comes in and shit like that. This is, like I said, cinema. If they could have played "Flooded" by Gunna right here, and it would have just been amazing.
Yes,
I could have. They should have.
They absolutely should have. Yelena is ready to die. She's like, "Yo, I don't want to live in this world where I don't know what the hell Zeke's doing."
Let's be real. She was talking big shit, bro, for too long. I'd be ready to die too if I was in her shoes.
Man, they should have popped her off right there and then.
Yeah, Tombaso.
Anya Capone should have been like, got her.
Yeah, no, real shit. Real shit.
But I guess he's like, yo, you're my only friend that I got, even if you're a terrible friend. But the squad steps in, Pete guys, John, Mikasa, Armin, Connie's supposed to be there, but not really there. They step in and they start ordering people. It's like, yo, get the Thunder Spirit. What are y'all doing? There's like Titans here. Did y'all forget how to fight? And the music coming in, guitars, and we gotta get the moment. Commander Pyxis.
Yeah.
Season 1, episode 1. You had a good run, my friend.
Hey, bruh. I told you my theory was he was a Titan in the first place, just because how he was drawn. But I didn't think this was going to be the callback that I thought. So I told Meelz, I was like, when I was first watching the series, I texted Meelz, I was like, this motherfucker, he got to be one of them. He got to be one of them. But he wasn't, and now he is. So yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, listen, we talked about a lot of people in the show, and a lot of them don't matter because they died anyway. But he reaches near the end of the show. Granted, he has no real. He's just a commander at this point. He's just a player. He's a chess. He's just a pawn. But he was such a good, I guess, character in all of this. That people absolutely believed in him and people absolutely loved him.
Yeah.
And they gave him a little send off. They get a little, tiny little flashback.
Sure. Yeah, we like that. A little close up zoom in on the cheekbone.
Yeah, they gave him a little Wit Studio magic, you know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, we remember you from season 1. Like, you taught me how to fight Titans, and now we got to kill you. And they Thunder Spear to the neck, and it was like, rest in peace, my friend. That's when they should have played I'll Be Missing You by fucking Puff Daddy.
Oh, that would have been beautiful.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Yeah. Anime, they need to go ahead and take advantage of hip hop R&B, just like JoJo did. I think somewhere they have to break that chain, man. Somebody just play some dope shit at the end, and we'll have
absolutely.
That'd be classic.
So rest in peace to Commander Pyxis, great bald guy, top tier white guy.
Yeah, top tier.
We also find out Flock is fucking alive.
Yeah, the worst news of the episode.
Yeah.
Flock is everyone dies for random shit.
We can never get what we want, man. Never get what we want.
Random shit. He was on the walls when the walls crumbled.
Like, how did you make it?
And just lived. And he's like, yo, I lived.
Nobody else makes it.
He's like a villain. He's like a villain like 90210. It's like, oh my god. There's Chad again. Fuck.
Incredible, man.
He's like, yeah, I broke both my legs, but I'm still here, losers. But yeah, Flock is alive, so fuck Flock. Very big exchange towards the end where Gabi gets very emotional regarding Falco because she doesn't want Falco to die, and she's begging, can you bring back Falco? Is there anything Eren can do? Y'all know this nigga. Can't he just stop the Titans? Can't he just change him
really
back?
wants his mom back.
Yeah.
Like, yo, can you just tell Eren like to hug Ymir a little bit and be like, yo, just transform her back, baby. And they're all asking them to save Eren, but they're like, yo, kid, I don't even know.
We can't even find him right now.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he's on his way. Like, I don't know. Like, Conny wants his mom back. It's too late, bro. He fought about this. Like, he yelled at us.
Everyone on the island, everyone off the island doesn't have to die. Just destroy the military bases. And everyone's like, yo, I don't even know if that's the rumbling works, baby. There's a lot of people that's gonna die. Onion Capone is like, yo, my country probably gonna die, right? I'm be the only black guy still alive.
Oh, it's already over. They already that's the first place they're going. You kidding me?
Let me stop there first.
Seriously.
She lets them know that the armor was stripped off of Reiner. And Armin, I don't know why this comes into Armin's head. He's like, yo, the armor was stripped off of Reiner. That must mean dun dun dun. And then the end of the episode, we see Annie choking from being in fluid for the past.
Annie back. That's what I've been waiting for.
When did this show start? 2013?
Long time ago.
Yeah.
She's been frozen since the first season of the show. Incredible. And they brought her back more than halfway into the last season.
Slept through COVID, man. It's crazy. Incredible.
Oh my god, this has got to be the biggest gap of a kid. This is like them deciding, like, this is like them bringing Pilaf back to Super. It's like, nigga, where were you the entire time? Like, so Annie's back. We're gonna see a lot more of Annie from now on. They got another Titan on their side, I guess. Someone who got actual hands and shit like that. Not like Reiner, who's trying to kill himself every second of the hour. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays. But that is the end of this episode and the end of fucking Titan time for now. Yeah. AD, thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
One half of the big eyes.
You know what I'm saying?
Next time go himself.
Absolutely. Of course, you can listen to the Big Eyes tomorrow. You can listen to the Big Eyes tomorrow. Manga fans everywhere, make sure you listen to this so you can get all the good spoilers. So I won't have to continue censoring Jeff.
You're gonna have to keep censoring. Look, I don't know what to say. First of all, AD and Jamal are literally like the reason I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on books this past, like, you know, like it's insane. And like what makes it worse is like my girl's an enabler as well. So like now I'm just like all in. So I love the Big Eyes. So y'all definitely need to tap in on that.
Yeah, man. You know, it's all love over here, man. Come in for the spoilers, stay for like the vibe.
Absolutely. Can you wait? Actually, so we're gonna obviously, you know, you can follow the lookout on RNC Radio. Subscribe to all our podcasts, Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts, and follow the Lookout RNC on Twitter. I actually would like to ask AD to do the sign off because I love his sign off.
Oh yeah, he has the best sign off.
Yeah, he has the best sign off, and I can never remember it when it's time to do it, and I always want to steal it all the time, but I can't remember it. So would you please sign us off for this episode, AD?
Oh man, this is off the top of the dome. All right. Please read more manga, watch more anime, and be on the lookout. Only on the lookout. You know what I mean? I can't say the rest because you know that's the Big Eyes. But be on the lookout. Only on the lookout.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.